Here's my other Nandu Colorado Velocis, Brazilian black and white on speed. And let's see if this one will want to eat a cricket as well as the other one. Well, excuse me. Sorry I offered. You sure? Fine. I guess that's a no. Typical Nandu. Alright. Be that way. I thought I'd handle some teas today. This is my Brachypelma hamari, the Mexican red leg, or red knee, excuse me. Doing awesome. Juvenile. I don't have a sex on this one yet. Hopefully this one will turn out to be a long-lived female. The last one I had was a male, but he died even before he matured from something I have no idea what. It devastated me. But yes. And I wanted to show you my ring. I got that ring at Hobby Lobby. So any kind of spider jewelry that I see, I try to get it. Especially if it's like a necklace or a ring. Maybe even a bracelet or a watch or something. So I thought that was really pretty. Yeah. But, yeah, I enjoy handling my teas on occasion. I've mentioned many times in past videos that I don't do it often. But I consider it kind of therapeutic. And as long as they act like they don't hate it, then I do it. But obviously, it's wise to test their mood first before you attempt to handle. Because even a typically good-natured tea can turn on you and have a bad day. But yeah, this one's always sweet. Well, just wanted to show you. Love the red knees. Very popular tarantula. It's one of those everybody has to have one kind of thing. Alright. I'll let this one go and move on to a different one. This is the only Lasiodora I'm able to handle because it's so small and not highly defensive yet. But this is the one of the three Lasiodora parhabanas, the smallest one of the three that I have. And as you can see, this one is very well fed. Definitely not a picky eater. And will need to go on a diet. Might molt in the not too distant future, although the abdomen's not dark yet. But it does have kind of that shiny appearance, but could be also because it's just so fat. But yeah. So the others are just way too skittish and incredibly hair flicky. This one will probably turn out to be just like the others, but so I want to enjoy holding an LP while I can. Yeah. That's very cool. This might actually be the very first LP I've ever held. Well, the one that I've had the longest, I may have held that one briefly when it was just a little sling, but this one here is just a juvenile here. Yeah, about a 2-incher. I already have a lovely female. And And this one's unsexed and the other larger one is unsexed. So it really doesn't matter to me whether it's a male or a female. I think this one was a freebie that I got with an order. Alright, but yep, doing awesome. I was seeing if I could see the heart pumping in this one just like I could in that other one, that Classy I was holding the other day. I think I do see the heart pumping. You have to look very closely though, and that stripe going down the middle of the abdomen, there's the heart. I think I can barely see it pulsate. Or, you know, you can see the blood going up and down it. But it's so hard to tell because you have to really look closely. It was a little more obvious in the Classy, but it's pretty neat to watch though. Alright. Well, let this one go back in its enclosure. See what else will let me handle it today. Here is my very sweet Brachypelma albiceps. This one will be a very gorgeous spider as it gets bigger. It will have a blonde colored carapace and a reddish hairs on the abdomen. And then the rest of the body will be black, but if you look at it in just the right light, it's kind of a grayish blue color. So, depending on what part of the light you're looking at. But yeah, they are really gorgeous. One of my favorite brackies. If I had to, well, I just love brackies. For those of you who've been watching my channel a while, you may remember that the Brachypelma is my favorite genus, which is why I have so many of the species. But yes. And the only problem with buying them as slings and juvies is that they're going to be very slow growing. So you're not going to be able to appreciate their adult coloration for a while. But in turn, you get them to live long for you, assuming they're healthy. So that's always good. But yes, very sweet. The carapace is already lightened up with each molt. It gets a little lighter, so it's more just of a light tan now. Maybe with the next molt or two we'll start to see it turn that kind of blonde color, cream, whatever. Really beautiful. Alright, we'll move on. I wanted to show you what my newly molted Brachypelma vagans looks like. And she has indeed gotten larger since her molt. Yeah. Let's see, how many inches would she be now? If I were to guess, I'd say about 5.5. That's about right, I think. She's a little agitated. You may be able to see her chelicerae spread just a little bit. It actually took a lot of prodding to get her to get onto my hand. She was just laying there. Wasn't, you know, moving hardly at all. You know, pretty catatonic. And then all of a sudden she decided to move kind of quick. And then she got onto my hand and was clutching onto my hand pretty tightly. That's my dog whining in the background because he hears the neighbor dogs. And then, of course, the chelicerae, as you could see, spread just a little bit. So she's a little annoyed with me, but not too bad. The vagans are known for being a little more skittish than, say, your Classy or your albopilosum, so, or your Homari. They can be pretty skittish, like your Bomies can. and your albiceps. And because she has thrown up threat postures with me in the past, I was more persistent in checking her mood. I did it longer than I would, other spiders that have either rarely or never shown threat postures. But no threat postures today, so that was nice. Just like I said, a little bit spread of the chelicerae there. But she's allowing it. I'm just giving her a chance to calm down. But yeah, she was like the third spider I got. I started collecting in 2011, and she was the third one. But and let's see, how big was she when I got her? I think she was about 3.5 inches when I got her. So I guess she's about 5.5 now. I think she's just barely smaller than my Nandu chromatis. But yeah, she's cool, isn't she? She's gorgeous after that molt. Sorry about my dog. In fact, her carapace looks better now after this molt. So that's good. Okay, we'll move on. Here is my Boomba Cabocla female. Doing awesome. One of my best eaters, but I've had this one on a diet because you make them too fat, they're going to have trouble moving around. This one could eat right up into its molts. But yeah, this is a female juvenile. Might be a subadult with the next molt. It's a larger juvenile. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite species. Red's my favorite color, and so I really love the reddish colored carapace. The black velvet body. Absolutely gorgeous. This is one that has never given me a threat posture. I mean, has been defensive with the hair kicking, but never thrown up a threat posture. Very laid back. Can be a little runny sometimes, but mostly laid back. But yeah, been a pleasure having this one. Trying to remember how large this one was when I got her. I think she was about, I'd say she's about 3.5 inches now. I think she was about 2 inches when I got her. So yeah, she's so cool. She moves around quite a bit. Close to my legs so that way if she were to fall, she wouldn't fall far to get hurt. You're getting a little too adventurous. I'm having trouble filming you now. Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us look at you for a little bit. Okay? Alright. We'll put you back in your hut. Alright. Moving on. Here are my millipedes. This one here is Nibbles. And that one is Tickles. And Bumbles is buried underneath the substrate. That one likes to bury itself. I named it Bumbles because it's a bumblebee species of millipede. And this one, what did I name this one? I forgot now. Let's see. It was like Nibbles, Tickles, Kibbles. That's it. That's Kibbles. So let's pick one of these guys up. And as a defense mechanism, they almost immediately emit this yellowish colored liquid from the sides of their body, kind of close to the legs. You'll see it kind of bead up a little bit, and just get a little bit of the yellow on your skin, which you do not want to put in your eyes, or it'll irritate your eyes really bad. But these guys have gotten pretty used to me. I mean, they do emit just a little bit of the liquid, but then they're fine. They definitely have gotten used to me now. A lot of times I'll find them in here curled up in their little cinnamon swirls, as I call it. And then they quickly unravel themselves, and then they just crawl all over me. This one got caught in some leaves there. But yeah, I call this one Nibbles because this one does nibble on me sometimes. Not as much as it used to. It doesn't hurt. Millipedes are very gentle creatures. Very curious. They eat dead leaf litter, which I need to add more of. There's more buried actually in the substrate. But I also give them cucumber, bananas. I spray it down with water droplets when they need a drink. This is the largest one here. The bumblebee one is the smallest. But yeah, the bumblebee one stays buried the majority of the time, and these three stay at the top the majority of the time. And I also give them calcium to help them with to have a healthy exoskeleton. So I'll give them like the calcium powder, or sometimes I'll put a cuttle bone in there, and they can nibble on that. But yeah, they're really cool. Cool little creatures to have. Sometimes I'll catch them snuggling with each other. I have no idea the gender of these guys. It's not that important to me. I'm not actively trying to breed or anything. Just keeping them as pets, really. These here are the same species, just different color morphs. The name escapes me right now. Something ornatus. Yeah, I used to have another brownish red one, this, like that one, but it died on me pretty soon after I got it, and I don't know if it died because it was stressed out or if it had some kind of pre-existing issue. I don't know, but these here have been thriving just fine. I've had no issues with these. They're very sweet. Someday I want to get me a giant African one. I bought one before when it was a small one, but it died. I was devastated. So next time I get one, I want to get one that's already like halfway grown. I mean, those things get to be huge. Sorry about that, my battery died, but it gave me a chance to dig up bumbles. You can see right there, curled up. Yeah, I decided just to go ahead and hold them all at the same time. Bumbles will uncurl itself soon. But yeah, this one here stays buried the majority of the time. But yeah, just wanted to show you how my millipedes were doing. They are fabulous. Yeah, you can see bumbles is starting to come out. And you can see why it's called the bumblebee. It's black and yellow there. See that? And this one here is only about 2.5 inches or so. And the reddish brown one's the longest one, followed closely by this other one here. Alright, we'll move on to something else. Well, we have ourselves a molt. Finally, the Brachypelma classy molted. And let me tell you, if you want a spider that is in no hurry to molt as a sling, get you a Brachypelma, because they will be in sling form forever. So, I mean, if you want to have your spider for many, many years, and they take their sweet time with the molting, then get you a Brachy. And this one is certainly no exception. And so I'm so excited that this one decided to molt. And the other thing is, it seems like when Brachy babies molt, they don't really get that much larger than they were before the molt. I've noticed that with the babies I've had. It's like they don't look that much different in size. But, you know, they live a long time, so I guess that's to be expected. Alright, give this one some more drink and move on to something else. Well, I have a death to report. My Asian forest scorpion died, and it was a pretty large size one, I mean, in comparison to my hand. So I don't know if this one was completely full grown or if it had more growing to do or not. I don't know. I flipped it upside down so we can see what the gender is on it, just out of curiosity. And I don't remember whether this part right here, if it's the longer or the shorter one that indicates whether it's a male or a female. I could look it up, but if any of you guys just happen to know the answer, you feel free to leave it in the comments. Just, you know, I'm just curious. But yeah, it looks like this one passed away. Yesterday it looked like it was weak, but I didn't want to mess with it just in case it was going to molt or something. But it looks like it had died. So, it's sad. I mean, it hadn't molted for me since I've had it. So I don't know, you know, whether it had already reached its lifespan or what. But it was a pleasure to have. Well, I did have this one. So I'm pretty sure I'll get some more scorpions because I have enjoyed owning them. My other one is still alive and well. But this one is now gone. So maybe I'll get an emperor someday, or maybe another Asian forest. We'll have to see. They're pretty cool to own. Anyway, say goodbye, say toodles, and we'll move on to something else now.